really bringing people together is something that I feel I at least have a skill in, and basically being able to find patterns between perceived differences. That's something that that's something that I was born with. Trying to put that together in an aesthetic way where people like it and where people are gonna give up their hard-earned money to get it, it's not the easiest task. The name was developed by myself and my best friend at the time. Cultural blends kind of comes from basically being between multiple worlds. That's where I've lived my whole life, and so that's where the name Cultural Blends comes from. Shit, man, my childhood really shaped me. I was a second class citizen in a place where, you know, status was everything. The Lake Oswego School District was definitely tough, not in like a way that's tough, like inner city tough. It's tough kind of for someone who looked like me. It was definitely interesting trying to find and navigate your like identity. You know, it was weird. It was like real racist, you know. I was like the dirty Mexican. I was all my friends a dirty Mexican, right? I'm not even Mexican, but like, you know what I mean? That's what I was. It took me a long time to really get over that too. Come a long way. The whole wall was empty. We had one rack of Best Coast shirts here, and then a women's V-neck cut right here, and then the rest of the wall was empty. At the time, that was the most popular item and really one of the only items that we had. And that one went viral when Snoop Dogg reposted a photo of him wearing one, and it's actually a Photoshop photo. He's not actually wearing it at all. My best friend at the time, he photoshopped a picture of Snoop Dogg wearing a Best Coast shirt. I did a giveaway on Instagram where someone had to like the photo, they had to tag Snoop Dogg, and then they had to comment their favorite Snoop Dogg song of all time. I think 115 or so people did it, and I guess his management team or him saw that, and they reposted it within an hour. It actually became their #1 most shared photo of 2015 and the #3 most liked photo of 2015. He posted that and the shit went viral. And my left foot is fucking sleeping. Holy shit. Basketball's always been a huge part of my life. When I'm in a rut, sometimes all I really need is to go to the court. It doesn't matter if there's people there, if I'm just shooting by myself. I kind of need it to free my mind. It's like a therapy for myself. It's also something that can get me motivated when things feel stagnant. Three more years of basically, for a lack of better words, being on a plateau. You know, I was kind of at a place where I even had like my mother was like, you know, honey, you might want to think about, you know, getting a job, you know, and I was at that point. 2018, an opportunity kind of arisen where I was able to get a grant from NAYA, the Native American Youth and Family Center, and so it was just for 2 months. My rent would be paid for that small November and December, so I was like, shit, let's try it. I had 15 days to move in, and I opened up on Black Friday, November 23rd, 2018, with very little inventory. We didn't have any shoes at the time. We didn't have, we had one rack of vintage, and then we had like a shit ton of my Best Coast shirts, and we did pretty good enough that I wanted to stay. As time progressed, I needed to have more stuff. Like, I needed to be able to fill the store. I had a store that was basically the same size as this, and I was trying to fill it with the Best Coast shirts, you know, and it just wasn't gonna happen. Like, people like that shirt a lot, but it hit a capacity where it's like, what else are you gonna do, bro? And so basically I hit up Fallen Legends. That's one of my vintage homies and stuff, and he brought in a rack, and then after a couple weeks he brought in 2 racks, and then it turned into the whole wall. As the vintage stuff grew and we were able to fill the store, we're starting to get more hype, and that's kind of when the sneaker heads or people that were buying from Foot Locker and all those shops would walk by, and they're like, what's going on here, huh? They would always look by with their little bags like this, and they would always it was like this. They're walking, and then they would stop and they would look, huh? And then they would keep walking. And I would be like, damn it. Because I'm like, please come in, please walk in. And they never would. I was like, we need shoes. Like, those customers are curious about our store, but our store isn't cool enough, or we're not offering what they need, or whatever. We needed to add more product. And so that's where all the shoes came from. Ooh, that transition going to be sick with the fucking, all the shoes. That's just going to be crazy. When people walk in, I want them to feel that they are safe, that they're welcomed, and that they are good enough to be there. I have an ability to be able to bridge the gap between worlds, find common bonds between differences that people may see. I have to do this as my duty to bring people together. And so whether that be through a cool store where people feel inclusive and where we, push that message, or whether it actually be through clothing or whatever avenue it is. It doesn't have to be a fucking clothing brand, but that's just kind of where I'm at in that trajectory. But if it follows that backbone, whatever I do, I know that I'm doing the right thing, just as long as I keep that as the focus point. Oh my God. We can't put this on the video. We absolutely cannot. I got a good team. Nice soundbite. I got a lot on the holster. I got it now. For real though, talking about what I have in store for Culture Blends in the future, I've got a lot more left in the tank. Let's just put it that way for Cultural Blends. And the reason why we're all here right now is because we're trying to put this video out to let the people know that we coming back. I don't know, something like that.